I'd like to live a lifestyle where I'm kind of prepped for everything, kind of like Batman, where I'm ready for everything to happen in my life. Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Too Many Chairs. I'm your tall, rundown windmill of a human being, Cole.
I'm your very sunburnt Ari.
Hi, I'm Cameron.
We're off to a great start. So we're doing this one for a little bit of funsies. We didn't have anything really too much, so fuck it. I'm looking up questions. We're going to be answering questions to the best of our abilities. I found a site called Blurt or Blurt It, whatever. Who cares? I'm not scrolling all the way back up. I'm done. So I found an interesting question if we want to kick this off. But first, to roll things out, I'm gonna ask how was everyone's day? Like I spent the day with Cameron. Obviously, got a new phone. We got him a giant Hawks figure. So let's start with you, Ari. How's your day?
So I'm not gonna get too into it, but I'm feeling a little under the weather. And so I spent most of the day with a headache. I woke up this morning later than I intended to, so I was late to marching band. And on my way, I was like, okay, well, I already told the other coach that I was going to be late, and so I'm just going to stop for coffee on my way because why not? And so I stopped for coffee, and the line was super long. And
wait, where'd you stop for coffee?
There's an Aroma Joe's down by the high school that.
Okay. Is their coffee actually shit? Because when I worked for Starbucks, everyone's like, I worked for Aroma Joe's before here, and their coffee's burnt and it's nasty.
I like it. I think it's better than Starbucks and Dunkin's.
Oh, that's controversial.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Dunkin' Donut fans up north. There's a lot up here.
I really like Aroma Joe's. Like I have a preference for it's very local.
Yeah. Is that why you favor it?
No, it's not just because it's local. It's just because I like it. And I like the flavors that they have. Like they have a latte called the Wicked Mudslide. And it's so good. It's so good.
All I'm thinking about is like they forgot there's holes in the pour over filter, and so there's grounds in your coffee.
No, so pretty much what it is they have obviously the espresso. They use like the Torani syrup, like the chocolate or the coffee liqueur one.
Yeah.
And then they also, for the milk base, instead of using like whole milk or like skim milk or soy milk or something like that, they use chocolate milk.
Chocolate milk is made with one of those things, though.
Well, yes, I know it is, but it's still chocolate milk. It's so good.
They have one of the government's secret chocolate milk cows that I had always thought that were real when I was a child. So if they're not using regular milk,
okay, they're probably using whole chocolate milk.
Now hold on.
You mean whole milk with chocolate in it?
Yes, probably.
No, honey, you can't say whole milk. Those young kids don't understand what
oh
whole
my
milk
god.
means.
Fuck that old man.
You have to say regular milk.
Okay.
You got any regular milk?
Okay, but either way, I was like, okay, I want coffee. And so then the line was moving at first, and then this one lady who was up towards the front of the line was taking forever. And like it was one of those things I was like, I knew I was already running late, and like again, I'd already told the other coach, and I was just like, I was like, I was gonna be like 5 minutes late. If I wait for this bitch to finish what she's doing, I'm gonna be like an hour late. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna go around. I don't know what this lady ordered. So I was like, fuck it. And I ended up going around. And of course, the moment I got to the stop sign, like once you're past the drive-through, she's done. And so was the truck after her. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And so like I'm waiting to turn, and like there was one other, and I have to take a left turn out, and there was one car coming from the left, and like I was trying to judge how fast they were going to determine whether I could pull out like pretty much right away.
Yeah.
Or because I had like 2 cars coming from the right. I was like, okay, if these 2 cars go, I should have enough room to be able to pull out in front before this car. Otherwise, I don't see any cars after. I should be able to pull out after. This fucking bitch pulls up next to me and pulls forward because she's in a big SUV and I'm in my little tiny Ford. And she pulls up and I can't see the other side of the road. I was like, are you freaking kidding me? And like, she looked at me. She looked at my car. I was like, hello? Like, you know I can't see past you. And of course she waits there for a good like 5 minutes. I was like, are you goddamn kidding me? Thankfully, she she left quickly, but I was like...
So is this how your whole day carried out? Or?
This was how my day started. And then because I didn't have coffee, like, I was already mad from that. I was hitting almost every single red light on my way to the high school as well. And so that was how my day started. And then because I didn't have coffee, I had a headache for the entire day. So on top of Ari feeling under the weather and Ari not feeling great, I had a headache the whole day. And I don't know what it is about band kids and percussion kids. Love them dearly. Love my band kids dearly. I don't know what it is about percussion kids, but if you let them eat lunch in the band room, they will play instruments all during lunch, and they will play the same 5 measures over and over and over and over again. Or they will just go to the keyboard and start doing the random songs. Like, I think I heard like Thunderstruck played in Dog Barks, or like it's the most random shit.
If I ever go to a show and they play that, that's the only way I want to hear it now.
and
on that shitty little kid's plastic piano. Like.
And it was fun because the staff got lunch and it was this new place, and I was excited because we were gonna get rice. Like, I got a rice bowl with salmon, corn, and I was like, you know what? I should behave and put another veggie on there. So I'm gonna put carrots on there. I swear to God, it was like a tiny bit of rice, a tiny bit of corn, like 5 little pieces of salmon, and then a fucking inch thick of shredded carrots. So all you taste was carrots.
Well, they looked at you and they go, "Wow, I don't know how strong your prescription glasses are, but these carrots sure are good for your eyes, right?" They're like, "You need all that vitamin A."
I have no idea. Like, probably. But either way, like, I don't actually like carrots. I don't mind them. I can take them in small doses.
They're so yum. Carrots are so fucking yummy. I love carrot juice too. Carrot juice is my
But
shit.
not when it's like a bowl like this big, like big.
I'd go to town.
With like an inch thick. I should have brought it home for you then. Because you would have loved how much carrots there were.
You bring me a bag of like just regular ass carrots, like big Bugs Bunny munching down. Ha. I hit you with an Acme like anvil. I will munch those carrots.
Oh my God.
I'm a carrot freak and I love carrots.
Like, and I won't lie, like, the salmon was really good. Like, the rest of the bowl was really good, but the carrots were just very overwhelming for me.
Yeah.
And so it was one of those things where I was like, oh, I'm kind of disappointed now. Like, I was really excited for this.
Well, carrots really do taste like what you could associate dirty orange.
Yes.
It tastes like dirty orange.
Yes. And so it was really overpowering compared to the rest of the bowl I had. But like, besides those, I mean, it was a good day, I guess. I was not at my best.
Life gave you a few curveballs.
Oh my God, yeah.
I think you dealt with it fine.
Thank you.
Cameron, what about you? You want to explain? Most of your day today was mostly highs instead of lows.
Well, I didn't get my replacement Social Security card, which kind of sucked.
Oh, damn.
I need to get my ID first, which I figured, but worth a shot. But then we went to the comic shop, and I went there looking for a Ruby figure, which I found one. I found Yang. And I was holding Yang and I was looking around, and then I found Bakugo and I picked up Bakugo and I walked around the corner and I was just kind of waiting for Cole, and I was like, do.
Yeah, I'm buying my magic cards.
And
Cameron's like, and I'm like, so, a moment.
And I walked back around the corner, and I had been looking up because that's where like a majority of the figures were. And I finally looked down, and there he is, Hawks. And I have been looking at getting like a decent figure, not the $12 Walmart.
The figure that Cameron was looking at and getting so excited about, and just seeing that full, like, genuine, heartfelt smile on his face, was not even remotely close to this one. Like, it was one of the smaller ones where Cameron was like, this one came out, blah, 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 and the price has been moved down this many times. But now this big, beautiful son of a bitch showed his his wings, and Cameron, like, I went, when Cameron pulled me back there, he looked at me, and I had already had the thought, he looked at me and goes, we're not leaving this store without this figure. And I was like, yeah, I assumed so.
Well, that's the thing is, like, I quite literally, I picked it up, and I'm going, like, I'm gasping. I'm like, oh God, it's in my arms. And I went to, like, turn the corner right as Cole was coming back. And I was like, honey. I was like, look.
Oh my God.
And then I debated for a long while. Like, I knew I was leaving with Hawks.
Yeah.
He was not staying in that store. And I was like, do I need Bakugo and Yang? I really want more Ruby figures. I only have Blake.
Yeah.
But they are not hard to come by. I can very easily get them. Ooh, my tummy made a very strange noise. But, no, and I was like, the Bakugo figure that was there is also not super hard to come by. It's a whole set of Bakugo, Todoroki, Denki, not Denki. God, I wish Denki was in that set.
Right.
Deku and Endeavor. The Endeavor one was there. And I kid you not, like, that's a big Hawks figure. Endeavor.
Well, I think the Endeavor one might actually be as tall
as that.
Yeah, as that, from like head to toe, but it wouldn't be Endeavor being wings. Endeavor is just like a 7.5 foot man.
Yeah, like Endeavor's box is about as tall as Hawks's figure to the tip of his wings.
Yeah.
But it's all just him standing like this.
Yeah, it's just Endeavor standing normally.
And Endeavor does like almost every single one of Endeavor's figures. It's pretty much that pose that we have of the little one. It does. Endeavor's figures don't come in pieces typically.
Unless it's one just solid mass of plastic.
Unless it's just like the flame attachments, but this figure in particular doesn't have flame attachments. It's just one fucking huge chunk of resin.
It's a big man of a figurine.
A beast, and I'm sure it's heavy.
Oh no, it weighed about the same as the Hawks figure.
I want it.
We'll get it
so bad.
We'll definitely get it. We'll get all of them.
I do want that whole figure set.
I told the guy at the comic shop, I was like, we probably, most likely, will be back in a week or two, and we will be spending like $300 in your store. Because the chunk of it is over. We paid $200 flat for that figure there. So.
No, it's not bad for a figure that quality.
No, it's in that size. It's beautiful. It's so pretty.
There is a Hawks figure when I was first looking at Hawks figures that had just come out, and it was one of those ones that you can only get through like the lucky raffle draws. And people that got them, the resale price, because the tickets for the lucky raffle draws are like $10.
Yeah.
So if you just so happen to get lucky and get one, you have a massive, beautiful Hawks figure for $10. The lowest resale price I had seen around the time it first dropped was $400.
Holy shit.
Yeah, no, it was nutty.
And that was the lowest. I was like, oh, okay. But so we got Hawks, and then we proceeded to go to Best Buy and get a new phone for hubby because his was not charging.
Yeah, my other phone will not charge. I got it to charge a little bit today. I got it to like 57%. And I had to like push the USB port in there and like shove it to the point, because I looked at the chip on the inside. It's chipped. So part of those prongs in there are broken. And my battery, in a matter of us being out in like with almost no use, my battery sank from 57, 58 to like 26% in like under half an hour.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So he talked about phones with the guy that worked there, and I stood there with my big box of Hawks, just smiling. And then we went to breakfast, and it would have been nice if the people that worked at the store informed us that their card reader wasn't working before we were sat down.
Oh my gosh.
But we enjoyed breakfast. Our waiter was kind of in a rush, but that's fine. They were short-staffed. I understand. Breakfast was delicious. I got undercooked pumpkin spice pancakes. Delicious. We opened some magic card packs. Got some really cool, good cards. We were quite literally just looking at a card called Bitter Blossom the other day, and we just so happened to get it. And I was like, oh, well. And then we came home, and I took a nap because I really, really needed a nap. And it was a great nap, and I'm still really tired. And then we played D&D, and that was great. Now we're here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good day.
It was nice. Today was just a nice day. I'm sorry that you had to go through what you went through. That fucking blows, but
it's okay. It was. I mean, like overall, it was still a good day.
Yeah.
But like, boy, howdy, was it? Was it a time?
Boy, howdy.
Boy, howdy.
All right. Do you want me to line us up with the first question that I found?
Sure.
All right. So this is a looking for advice question, as is some of the other ones I was looking at. So this person says, "Hey guys, I'm about to take my finals. I haven't studied or been able to cram it all because I've been busy with my father trying to push me towards a military road life. Obviously, with not being able to study at all or any sense of the matter, I would like advice on how I would be able to actively cheat while taking this test."
Well, I never cheated on anything ever in school, but I also didn't study or do anything schoolwork-wise, which is probably why I'm pretty dumb now. I dropped out twice. I'm not smart. Don't ask me big brain questions. But what I did that my teachers appreciated and would give me bonus points, quote unquote, on my test is I'd just draw.
Oh my god.
I would just pander to what my teacher's interests were. Like I had a science teacher. I knew like Legend of Zelda. So I
you would
drew
doodle things that they like.
Yeah. So
I thought you meant like I would try to draw the answer.
No. So like my science teacher, I knew really liked Legend of Zelda. So I just on the paper just drew Link. He was like, bonus points. And I passed through the bonus points that I was given because I drew Link.
What a chill. I would love to have a teacher where I could be like, oh yeah, I'll just do something in accordance to what I know you favor. And then, you know what? There's your first bit of advice. If you can draw at all, well, hold on. Let me look at your name. I apologize. I didn't read your name. Ginny with a G. G-I-N-Y. Ginny.
Okay. But yeah, if you can draw, teachers like drawings apparently. Or hear me out, what I really mainly did all throughout high school, because that was in middle school. Yeah. All throughout high school, I just became friends with my teachers. If they're friends with you and they know that like you have other shit going on, they feel less obligated to fail you. My math teacher in high school would tell me about her personal life and her kids and ask me to draw her a tattoo and was like, I'm willing to put your art on me forever. Freaking like would get me like she got me a bracelet at one point. She's like, we were chill, we were friends. I tried to buy this stuffed shark, like a plushie.
Oh, I remember
that
this.
My science teacher, my marine biology teacher specifically had. And I just was bringing this man money. I think I brought $120 in cash in, and he still was like, I can't give you that shark.
Oh my God.
But I'm sorry. It's like you're doing pretty good though. He's like, I don't know why you like sharks so much, but you're doing great.
So is this like bribe your teachers, or is this become friends?
Just be friends with your teachers. Like I laughed and joked with this teacher about that plushie and about like seahorses that he used to own, and just be chill. I had a running joke with my math teacher. I was thoroughly convinced and still am that he is a vampire.
But Cameron, Ginny doesn't have time for that. They've literally stated that they've had no time to cram or study. They're taking their finals soon. I don't think they have time to develop
a
then
just draw. Or hear me out. What I did with my language arts teacher, and in high school. Mind you, apparently I was flipping fantastic at language arts, so much so that my teachers were like, you scored in the top 5 of the entire school. So I was just really good at language arts, apparently. But when it came to essays and shit, I hated them. I absolutely hated essays, specifically persuasive essays.
Yeah.
And that was what my final was like a persuasive essay. And I just wrote, I don't believe in persuasive essays and I don't want to do this. And then proceeded to write down the entirety of the song lyrics to one of my favorite My Chemical Romance songs.
Oh my God.
Well, I have some advice. You're from what I've gathered, you're with your dad being military. Sneak onto the military base. I know this sounds like a bad idea, but sneak onto. I know we're already breaking the law. Sneak onto the military base. Acquire some of their finest drones that they have with the cameras, and just assuming that like military has like super top secret stealth drones. Like, so if it's above your head, you don't know it's there. It's quiet. And so if there's cameras, which I'm assuming there's also cameras on those, just fly it over people's heads and just look at their tests, like answers.
Can you allow a drone in?
Oh, they're military drones. They're quiet.
But you could also use the sentence that I've heard quite frequently from people who are related to people who have been in the military, which is, blah, 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 served this many years for your country. You can't treat us that way. I'm like, blah, blah, blah did. Not you.
Not you, yeah.
Why do I care about you?
Also, just you bringing up like the nose drone thing, because someone who's had drones, who can fly drones, just like,
yeah.
It's like, the sound is
tsunami.
Yeah, it's like a tsunami. Like if I had to compare it to anything, it's like a tsunami is in the room. Flashbacks. But yeah, I don't know. Do kids still pass? I say kids because I'm reaching 30. So like, do kids still pass notes? Do you have a cheat buddy? Get a cheat buddy. Pay somebody off.
Well,
take that sweet allowance money and fucking spend it.
So, as someone who works in a school,
yeah.
Oh yeah, you're a teacher.
Yeah. I'm like sitting here listening. I'm like, oh, okay. But as someone who like is a teacher and works in a school, it's obvious when you cheat. That's the one thing I gotta say.
Well, then give Ginny advice on how to make it not obvious.
I'm trying to think of how to make it not obvious, because when I was in school, I never studied for my tests. There's very few tests that I actually studied for, and the only reason I would usually do the study guides for like math and stuff like that.
Well, I think you and I were in the same position where like, we already learned this at home by ourselves and I know this shit, so I won't do the homework. I'll just pass the test and I'll be fine.
So I was less of like, I already know this because I learned it in my own time. And it was more of, even though I don't like doing math often, like I just would pick it up quickly because I'm really good at memorizing numbers. And like usually, well, I've gotten a little worse over the years, but like I'm like pretty okay at it.
My brain is degrading.
Oh my god, yeah, it's just what I get for having COVID 3 times.
All the oxygen's being cut off from your brain.
Yeah. And so basically like I was really good at memorizing numbers. Formulas I was okay at, but like I would do the study guides usually because they were extra credit if you finished them. But what I would do is I was one of those kids where my teachers were always just like, we love having Ari in class. They just never do, like, they're a great student. They contribute a lot. They do fantastic on their tests. They just never do their homework.
Yeah.
Because what I would do, especially in math, is I would do the problems until I understood it. And then I would do a couple more, and then I would stop. The instant I got bored with it, I would stop doing the problems. But, like, I would still get, like, 80s and up, like usually 86 and up on my
80s?
test.
No wonder you're a teacher. Fucking shit. I got like 20.
I got 90s.
Like, yeah, usually
You were a theoretical physicist, whatever.
I was a theoretical physics major.
There we go.
Yeah.
like, so usually depending on what subject, what portion of math it was, usually I would get like high 80s, low 90s.
Yeah.
And like very, very rarely would I get below an 80. It was usually 80s and up.
Yeah.
I'd have to look to see like accuracy, but I don't actually.
Okay,
really
but
ever
what
remember.
is advice
But, like,
that you can
okay,
give this person?
You're a teacher. You
I
have
mean,
the inside.
We need use your gathered knowledge to help Jenny cheat on her test.
So I guess I'm trying to think, because like if I see someone looking over at a test, it's very obvious, because if you're waiting, like if you wait for someone to write something down before you do it, like,
Well, all these
It's
kids are
very-
writing stuff down at different times.
yeah, but like if it's someone next to you and you're very clearly writing it down like shortly after them, then that makes it a little obvious. But like
Sorry, I just imagined something.
but like I guess
Well, you've already cut
Yeah.
in. Do you want to go ahead and say what the fuck it is you're thinking about?
Because we have a Google Home, and your phone went off earlier when you were talking to Google, and I'm just imagining some kid like leaning real close. Hey Google.
Oh,
Like trying
oh my god.
like asking Google or Siri for help.
I've definitely had students though who are like, you look over at them taking the test and they're just like
on their phone.
on their phone under their desk. I'm like, hey, you're not
Sneaky.
subtle. You're not subtle. Like, kids are not subtle. And like that's one of those things, like if you want to cheat and like work on subtlety, but like also it depends on what grade you're in. If you're in college, half the time your professor's not gonna give a shit
Yeah.
because
They're like, I get paid
Yeah.
decently. Like this
Like,
is, I can fucking chill in
depending on
this room.
what your major is and like what you're going into, I guess kind of depends on how they feel. Like, I mean, I've mentioned this before, like I had someone cheat or try to cheat on a project because I was an art major by stealing a concept out of my sketchbook because she
Yeah.
had no original ideas of her own. And like obviously she got in trouble for that for cheating. Did the deans do anything? No. But that's a whole other issue. It's one of those things where like if you can be subtle, that works. If you have time, like I know you said you don't have time to study or cram beforehand, but like 5 minutes before the test, like share notes with a friend or something like that. Like you may feel like you don't have time to cram or study, but even just glancing over something before
This test is tomorrow in the morning at 7 a.m.
at 7 a.m.
No, that's not an
Oh, yeah,
official.
like,
Yeah,
I
no, that's
know.
not an official time. But
But it's just like, it's one of those things, like if you have 5 minutes before a test, say, hey, I'm like, look to your neighbor and just be like,
text me all the things that you think you're gonna write down.
yeah, like send a text to someone the night before. Like if you can take 5 minutes to look over a study guide while you're brushing your teeth, that'll help you more than just like cheating.
Nah, I'm
I
here
feel
to give
like-
advice for cheating that has been what's requested, and I want
Then
to.
I guess be subtle. Don't be obvious. Find a way to do it subtly, because otherwise you're gonna get called the fuck out.
So Ari's advice is be a ninja, and that's what I've accumulated. That too. Teachers know nothing about cheating as much as the students do. That is what I've gathered. All they know is that they get to stand up and find the people who are cheating.
yes, because they're not smart about it.
I want to implement your father's military life into this because he's pushing poor Ginny over here, being like, you need to join the military and be my military daughter. I'm assuming your father's Southern. Be my military daughter. Sorry. All the napalm smoke and cigars over the years are ruining my lungs.
Also, I don't know why your father's military pushing has anything to do with you studying for a test.
I guess
But
they
also,
have a
like-
separate road to go down. It's
I
like,
know.
you know what? Fuck it. Fail your test on purpose. Just do it. Put the uniform on and fucking, I don't know, go into the reserve. That's a
Again,
problem.
Just openly cheat. Don't hide it. Just openly cheat. And when your teacher comes over and is like, you can't be on your phone right now, just be like, my father was in the military for this many years. You can't treat me this way. And just continue to cheat. I just, hey, Google. And I'm imagining like that you can whisper it quiet enough.
Yeah.
That your teacher doesn't notice, but you forget your phone's on full volume. And Google just in the middle of class, the answer to this question is blah, 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 blah. And the entire class gets the answer. But they're all just looking at you. And your teacher's like, did you ask Google a question? You're like, mm-mm.
No, I didn't. God,
Google
we used to
just
go on
knows.
math.com or something like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, and just be like, and you type in the question, and Jenny, if this is, I don't know what the subject is, if this is related to math at all, have math.com if it's still up and running for like 2012. Have it up and running on your phone.
You're a teacher. Why in the back of textbooks do they put the answers to the questions, but only every other question?
Like
So-
I think it's like the odds or the evens.
Yeah,
Something like
it's usually the evens. And the reason they do that is so that way, like, while you're doing the problems, you can check some of your answers. And I think they only do evens because otherwise it would be like a whole other fucking textbook to do all the answers to all the questions.
Well, I think that would also be a good tool
But-
to be like, if someone is cheating, you're like,
Yeah.
for some reason. Well, no, because I don't think the questions are purposely lined up to be evens to evens. You know what I'm talking about? Or I guess you could just be like, oh, the questions that are pertain strictly to the ones that are only even in the book. I've seen that these are the ones that are only correct.
Yeah, or either those ones, or because usually teachers don't pull from the book for their questions. So normally, like, but the reason they have those is because when you're doing the homework,
Yeah.
you can check your answers, and that'll help you determine if you're doing something wrong
My
and figure it out.
my gym teacher / he was the basketball coach / our history teacher.
Mm-hmm.
He would put on the notebook and he would just watch the notebook on like the big like drop screen.
Mm-hmm.
And he would just every test that he had in his class, because he wanted everyone to just pass so it looked good on him.
Is this your hot history teacher?
But no,
Oh.
this is I just said it was the basketball coach / because we were missing positions during this grade.
/ Did you not say history? Am I that tired? Yeah, whatever.
Honey, different grade.
Oh.
Anyway, so he would only do the questions that he knew the answers were, and he's
Mhm.
like, answers are in the back of the book. He goes, everyone just write it down, and then we can watch the notebook together. And I was like, you really like just football? And he didn't even like basketball. And he's the basketball coach because that's the position that was open. I was like, you really like football and the notebook? I was like, I don't know how to decipher who you are as a person. And Jenny, I'm sorry if none of this has helped you. I would say if I would steal some of your dad's sweet fucking government military cash, and I would spend it on answers. I would buy people. That's what I would do. Because if your dad's in a position where he's like at E4 or E5, something like that, and he's making like $5-6 grand a month, fuck him. I would totally steal like $1,000 and just buy answers. Maybe that'll lead you to a life of crime. And you know what? Fail the test. Don't join the military. Be a criminal. Rob banks. Also, don't take any of this advice seriously. Don't do any of this.
Please don't.
Please don't do any of the things I'm recommending. And be a world-renowned criminal. Be the next. Be the next
DB Cooper and disappear into the night.
Yeah, exactly. Take it a step further and kill people for the answers.
Become the Joker.
Yes. Become the Zodiac killer, but insert funny I need the cheat on my test joke here. All right. The next question, and I can't clarify enough. Please don't take any of our advice. It's not meant to be held to any form of truth. except for the fact that red Skittles are disgusting. Red Skittles are nasty, and that's more of an opinion than it is advice.
Orange ones are the best.
Orange and blue, yeah, they're fucking delish. That's our colors, Cameron. Fuck yeah, I like that foot hand high five. There's dirt on your toes. This question is from someone named Alex. Alex says, "Hey everyone, I'm about to go on a date with a girl that I've been crushing on for quite some time. I plan on hosting a small little get-together party where we can kind of break the ice. I'm thinking Go-Go Gadget.
No.
I'm a really big, longtime fan of Inspector Gadget, and I think this might be useful to me because it's something that I know and I can hold a conversation. What do you think?
Go-Go Gadget for the entire party theme? No.
Okay, but hear me out. There's a way to make this like one of those parties where it has like, even though technically the theme is Go-Go Gadget / Inspector Gadget, you can
Inspector Gadget Inspector Gadget is the person.
No, I know,
but when he uses his tools, he's like Go-Go Gadget. Toothbrush.
Yes.
I have been to or heard stories of is not good. It's like people have fun, but for the wrong reason.
I have heard. I see. I have the opposite experience. I've heard some fantastic stories from themed parties. But my concept I would like to throw out at you, because I appreciate your commitment to your hyperfixation. However, some people may not share that same level. So what you do is you take the theme Go-Go Gadget, and even though I know that's his catchphrase versus...
Well, he said Go-Go Gadget / like Inspector Gadget themed, yeah.
So if you go with the theme Go-Go Gadget, you take like... You have it be like a 50s, 60s aesthetic, like go-go era, like disco aesthetic.
Just wear go-go boots.
Is it wordplay now?
Go-Go Gadget. And like you have it be like a mix of like 50s, 60s theme and like the
just obsessed
Atom
with the
Punk.
50s.
Okay, yes. But you have it be kind of like Atom Punk, like Fallout theme and stuff like that. And just have it be like techno.
Atom Punk
nothing to
/ Apocalypse.
do with Go-Go Gadget, but like
it's like
it's
sci-fi
wordplay.
Go-Go. Yeah.
And you can walk in and you can be like, this reminds me of Inspector Gadget, even though it has nothing to do.
Go-Go Gadget bottle caps. Can I please buy a cup?
I think the only way you should take someone on a date and be able to have anything to do with the words Go-Go Gadget is if you are being dumb as hell and your partner, this is like the 11th date in. You know each other well. You've already done the nasty. Hold on. Let me get to where I'm going. You've discussed a few things. They know you're nerdy. They know. They've accepted it. Maybe they're also nerdy. It's when you pull out all the kinky toys, then you can say Go-Go Gadget.
Go-Go Gadget handcuffs.
It should not be acceptable.
Go-Go Gadget vibrator.
Knock, knock. Yes, honey, I've got bad news. After 20 years of marriage, I've got Go-Go Gadget erectile dysfunction.
Go-Go Gadget Viagra.
Go-Go Gadget cannot be a first date. It can't. You need to establish that you're nerdy gently.
I'm imagining the proposal.
Go-Go Gadget.
Will you marry me?
But like, here's the thing though, like, from what the sounds of the question, like, is not quite a first date, but it's hoping to be the setup for a first date. Because I've definitely heard of situations before where someone's just like, "Hey."
Well, a really big part
like
of this too is like
it's a get together, it's a party.
Yeah, like it'll help me hold conversation as an icebreaker.
Yes.
But like, if someone came up to me and just started talking to me like for 45 minutes about Go-Go Gadget,
I'd leave.
I wouldn't leave. I would lose my fucking mind. I would sit there and rock back and forth.
So I did own the Inspector Gadget movie as
The
a
live
kid.
action one?
Yeah, the
I
live
did
action
too.
one.
Fuck yeah. It was a great movie when
It's a
I was
fun
8.
movie. And like I feel like it's definitely something that's fun to talk about because I feel like it unlocks a certain memory for people who have seen that movie. But it's also a case of I feel like you need to find a way to broaden your party theme just a bit. Because like maybe if you do like the sort of
A bit? The whole premise is a man made of metal that has tools inside him that he can summon with the words go-go.
I'm trying to think of a way to expand the theme of the party so that you can talk about go-go, like Inspector Gadget.
Yeah.
But also, like, think of it like, make it a murder mystery party.
A go-go
Make
gadget.
it a murder mystery party where your characters are a bunch of different, like, old TV inspectors. Like, you got Inspector Gadget, you have fucking Columbo, you have Perry Mason, you have, who's the one with the dog, the guy with the dog, Starsky and Hutch.
Yeah, Hutch.
You are naming so many people. I have no clue what you're talking about.
You don't know.
I need to clarify. I've never seen Inspector Gadget. I've never wanted to see Inspector Gadget. I've never cared about the premise of the movie or the idea. I've been informed of what it is. I don't care. I'm very biased here. I don't care. But I also think that if someone was like, what's your interest? And I went, Sailor Moon, someone would walk away. I'm being kind of mean in the sense of like, if you even brought up Go-Go Gadget to me, I'd be like, I'm not very interested in this conversation.
So hold on. If we were meeting for the first time, honey, and I'm hard crushing on you, and you know that I am, if I sit down next to you and do the old classic, and I go, do you like Go-Go Gadget?
I'd tell you, I don't know what that is, and I don't really want to. Let's move on to the next topic. But I would respect it if you did the same thing. If I was like, so you know the game Cookie Run? Like, you were like, I don't care about a game where you run around as a cookie. So
here's the thing: is
if
I didn't truly care about the topic that someone was bringing up to me, whether they were trying to break the ice for like asking me out on a date, even if I didn't give a shit about it, the guilt in me is like Atlas carrying the world heavy, and I would just stick around.
You've definitely put up with me ranting about the Beatles before.
Yeah, and I will listen to you.
The Beatles.
I like the Beatles too, but not to that extent. Like I think once we get to 7 minutes in the conversation, and Ari's still like Beatles, I'm like, I'm numb. but also out of the kindness of my heart as a human being, I also will give you my thoughts and my attention.
I don't know a whole lot about Inspector Gadget. I know like the bare premise of the movie. I do genuinely like seeing people get excited for something that they enjoy.
Yeah.
But there cannot be that much to enjoy about Inspector Gadget.
That's why I'm saying you need to expand the party theme.
Give it like a subcategory.
A detective theme. Just like a general detective theme.
You know what would be enough for me? You know, what's our Uber driver? One of them got very excited about the games with
Assassin's Creed.
Which I love Assassin's Creed. I think what you do is you have everyone build their own Go-Go Gadget wrist tool that you could, so you spend like $30, right? On Amazon, whatever it is. You buy the wrist attachment that flings the blade out. Hold on.
I have questions.
I know I gave you, but we got time. Hold on. And you turn it into like a crafts kind of thing, right?
Okay.
And like I'll be like Go-Go Gadget giant black dildo, and like I'll have it shoot out of my wrist, and now I slap you with my giant black glizzy. Or like
that's not a gathering I'd want to go to.
That's a gathering I would love to go to, whether it's Go-Go Gadget or not. I'm slapping someone with a big rubber schlong that's attached to a propelling wrist machine, or I don't know, a spoon. Actually, a spoon would be really useful.
Go-Go Gadget spoon.
Go-Go Gadget spoon, and then you hit the stupid little button that's right here, and then a fucking spoon goes bing.
I just have so many concerns though about my brain just went to the Assassin's Creed like hidden blade thing.
Yeah.
Like what are you doing? What imagine if you're holding hands with someone and you accidentally activated it.
Release the schlong into their hand. It's a good way to initiate. I would like to fuck you.
Yeah, I'm looking
No,
for
I
go-go
mean, like,
coitus.
No, I mean like I was talking about like actual blade version of it,
Assassin's
like
Creed?
stabbing someone in the hand. I have so many concerns about those hidden blades.
That's
but
why
a
you
topic
don't
for
hold
another
hands
day.
with your left hand. In Assassin's Creed, they wear it on their left arm, and they used to have to cut off their ring finger,
Yeah.
or else they would end up slicing their own.
Or
ring
they would
finger
cut
off.
the ring finger off anyway because the blade comes up right through here.
So it was best
Yeah.
to like
So
knowingly do it.
They hands be looking like this, but the
damn.
blade was just this.
It was also like they had to do it for the blade's sake, but they also ended up being like, "This is your dedication to the life."
Yeah.
Anywho, see, Assassin's Creed I could go on and on about, but this is where I need to ask you two something because you've both seen Inspector Gadget.
A lot. I've seen Inspector a lot.
When it comes to things like the Beatles, those are real people with lives that you can talk about, and you can question things about their lives and like why they did this and what if this happened, and like you can build upon
John
that topic.
Lennon had a Twitter.
Are you trying to tell? Hold on. No. Are you trying to tell me that Inspector motherfucking Go-Go Gadget that has not only had one live action movie, I think maybe two. I actually don't know. I might be lying about that.
Have two.
But a full animated show that
He had a show.
He had a show and several children's books. That's not enough importance breathed into that character, like kind of like life-wise, for it to be important.
I thought he had one live action movie and that was it. But like, how much is there to expand upon in the universe? Again, I'm functioning off the concept and idea that there is one live action Go-Go Gadget movie.
One came out in 1999. The other came out in 2003.
Who was the villain in the live action Go-Go Gadget movie?
Which one?
The one with the cat. I can't remember his name. There's like a Dr. Evil vibe to him, but like
the villain was Rupert Everett. His name was Dr. Claw.
That's what it was, Dr. Claw.
And if you want to be that interested in androids, play Detroit Become Human.
You fucking biased piece of shit.
He wasn't. Is that why your room was fucking named Connor?
That's why it's named Connor,
That's why he's named Connor. I have a cup with Connor on my entertainment center right now.
We're thinking about buying him a CyberLife sticker.
The amount of times I have drawn Gavin Reed.
Okay. Also,
we're here to give this young man dating advice, not talk about Connor or Gavin.
Inspector Gadget isn't. I messed up when I said he was an android. Technically, I'm pretty sure he's a cyborg.
He's a cyborg. He still has some human parts.
Yeah, because wasn't he like in a car accident or something?
Yeah, he got into a car wreck, and they're like, "We'll put you back together with springs and
okay."
Like
well, then,
you'll be the human equivalent to a multi-tool.
Don't do an Inspector Gadget party. Do a cyborg, android, and robot themed party, and be like, come in costume dressed up as your favorite cyborg, android, or
then
robot.
He's gonna dress as
you
Inspector Gadget.
Exactly.
Or you do a detective themed one. That could work too.
What is with you and detectives right now?
I like detectives.
But hold on, Alex here wants. If he I'm sure he would love to dress as Inspector Gadget.
Exactly.
But he still wants to use it as an icebreaker to initiate dating with this other mammal.
Exactly. You can be like, what's your costume? And they'll explain. You'll be like, that's really cool. I'm Inspector Gadget.
I'm Inspector Gadget. And then he's going to talk for an hour about Inspector Gadget. And this poor girl's going to lose her mind. Or the opposite might happen. She might be enthralled.
But would you rather go to a vague robot party where one person is dressed up as Inspector Gadget, and if they initiate conversation with you, they're talking about Inspector Gadget, or go do an entire Inspector Gadget party?
I would rather go to the Inspector Gadget party and find out what kind of a dumpster fire it's going to turn into.
Okay, here's the other thing, though. If you set it up as, like, specifically a movie watch party, like, hey, we're going to do a get-together, we're going to throw on Inspector Gadget just for shits and giggles, maybe turn it into a drinking game, that would be fun. I would actually have fun at that party
That
if it was
sounds
like
dangerous.
watching-
Any drinking games ever.
watching Inspector Gadget having to do a shot every time, or not a shot, taking a sip every time he says "Go Gadget."
You'd still probably die.
Yeah.
I wanted to do a drinking game with Cameron where we rewatch Game of Thrones, and every time someone either dies or someone says the winter is coming, you take a shot.
Oh my god. I wanted
My liver would fail.
my brother and his girlfriend were watching a Marvel movie at one point, and they were doing a drinking game, and my brother actually fell out of his chair partway through the movie because he was so drunk. And they eventually had to change the rules of it because they were gonna get alcohol poisoning.
Hell yeah.
Can we move on from the Inspector Gadget
I
question?
I want to say yes,
can't.
but I want to say no because I don't feel like we've given this young man
We've given him several
any
options.
helpful advice.
I think we have. Either he turns it into a movie watch party, he expands the theme, or he thinks of a different one.
Or he just doesn't.
Wait.
Oh yeah, that's an option. Hey Alex, don't. Just fucking
Don't.
don't. Whatever you're thinking, that's go-go. Take all your go-go gadget and Inspector Gadget thoughts and throw them in the trash can. Because no one on this earth loves Inspector Gadget as much as you do.
Oh, I'm sure that's a lie, but
Really, Ari? How many people have you met that are like, hey man, Inspector Gadget would sell my soul to meet the actor of the live action film?
there's actually 2 different actors that played Inspector.
Okay, well, you know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah,
the
no, I know.
real,
Like, he's
the only
gonna-
one I've seen.
I have no doubt in my mind one day he's going to meet someone that also loves Inspector Gadget. That's great and wonderful. I am not that person.
You're
can't
also
be
already
involved in that. I can't. I'm also already in a relationship, but I mean as a conversation
Well, I think if
topic.
we were trying, if for some reason we decided to go poly and involve another person in a relationship, I don't think Karen's going crazy for go-go gadget people.
and it's, you know what? That's okay. I don't like go gadget people. As I stated earlier, I don't think anyone should have to deal with me going on and on and on about my topics if they don't want to. That's when you leave. Just walk away. I would walk away from that party. And if this person you're interested in walks away from your party, that's not the person for you.
Yes.
If you do go on about your hyperfixation with Inspector Gadget, which I always support hyperfixations that some people may think are cringy, Cameron. I'm kidding.
You can't just don't involve me.
But
Yeah, this is
like-
his answers are very biased.
but if you do like go on about your hyperfixation, like I say if she or they or he or
Whatever the case is.
yes, if they
from what I've
listen-
gathered, it's strictly one dude and one girl.
yes,
Actually,
but actually a full hangout situation too with like other people there, like that. I mean,
You can't. Hey, listen,
Hold
Alex.
on.
If you can't break the ice with this girl on Go Gadget, move on to the next one. Go through your whole party of any girl you might be able to. If you're looking for a relationship, why not go for the drastic measures?
I've taken everything I said back.
Oh,
Do a full blown out. Wow. Strictly Inspector Gadget themed party because it will narrow down the people you want to talk to.
I mean, yeah, any real Inspector Gadget fan's gonna see that post and go, "Alex is throwing an Inspector Gadget party? I have to go."
And then you'll know who you want to talk to.
You might make a couple new friends too. Actually,
Okay, so I take everything back. Strictly Inspector
yeah,
Gadget.
it's kind of
themed
like when
party.
you go shopping and you put on the filters and you're like, and it narrows down your results. Yeah, Alex, this might actually be the best thing for you. You know what? Yeah, do the party, dude. Do the party. Let it. You're like, this is for exclusively Inspector Gadget fans. And I would
have
see.
to answer trivia questions at the door.
Yeah, fuck it.
If no one shows up,
You're alone in this world.
I'm sorry. That's sucks.
I thought you were gonna say something about that's
You
the
might as
nature
well-
of liking Inspector Gadget.
No, because I also like really cringy things. I get it. I can't.
You might as well go to therapy because you're gonna be so lonely.
If no one shows up to your party.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's people that would.
Oh my
Also,
God.
just to be like, what the fuck is an Inspector Gadget themed party?
All right, I have one more
Yeah.
question that I think I don't know how you guys feel about this. This might end up being short, but someone by the name of Brandon asks, "Hey, so I don't know if this is a common occurring theme with most people, but when I go over to my friend's house, I use an absurdly amount of of shampoo, conditioner, toilet paper, and when his mom makes dinner." Especially when it revolves around anything involving meat, especially pastas, I hoard a lot of the meat out of the pot and I put it on my plate. Is this wrong? Is it wrong for me to use such a high amount of ingredients and or supplies of my friend's house when I spend the night?
You're spending one night there?
Yeah.
Why are you showering at someone's house if you're spending one night there?
You've never had? Well, also,
if it's just one night.
Yeah, I've done that.
And I don't know. I mean,
but when you came over to my house, you didn't poop for like 3 days.
Because you were hot and I was scared.
Past tense, I was hot.
You are hot. I don't know. I guess it depends on how close you are with a friend. Because, like, I had a friend in high school. And this is my best fucking friend. And, like, I'd be at their house for a week. And, like,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure I used the most of everything in the house. But also, like, I was broke, and they knew that. So they were like,
I think that's kind of an exception.
You're skinny as hell. Eat as much food as you want. I was like, thanks.
Well, Brandon, here's my thoughts on this. When me and Cameron would spend nights over at Rion's house for multiple nights in a row, and we would use their shower, I would go to fucking town on Rion's family soap. Rion, if you listen to this, I'm not sorry. Sorry. But yeah, we would enjoy, you're over there temporarily. You enjoy what you enjoy.
Brandon, I have a question. More of a statement. If your family has plenty of money, fuck you. Why are you using so much of your friend's shit if you have so much money?
Wow.
What?
That took such a negative turn.
Honey.
Yeah.
If I knew you in school.
Yeah.
And you were like, my family owns a fucking 6-bedroom house and 4 bathrooms, and there's only 3 of us, and we have plenty of money, and I own 7 horses. Like, if you had a ridiculous
That's just my Uncle Bobby's house. That's all you're describing to me.
Okay, so if your young Uncle Bobby came over to my house, if we were the same age for some reason, and it's just me and my dad, we're getting by, and your Uncle Bobby's like, I'm gonna use so much of your shit. I'm gonna eat the most of the meat that you put in the pasta. I'm gonna use essentially an entire roll of toilet paper to myself.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
I don't know, because like that's your guest. Aren't you supposed to be like, I'm the guest in your fucking...
No, because when we had someone come over to our house and it was our house and we kissed each other once and they went, can you not do that? You went, get out. Like, you don't have to be nice to your guests.
I will tell you to leave.
I think there's a certain so I'm one of those people who, if I'm over someone's house, I will take up the least amount of space that I can. Yeah. And like, you've seen me do that here once.
Yeah, and you live here.
I know. I'm working on it in therapy. But like when I go over someone's house, if they're like, you can sit on the couch, you're allowed to, I go, okay. And I make myself so small. Like on
the very edge of the couch.
I sit on the very corner of the couch, just tucked in, very small, and I do not move. I sit in that one spot for the entire time I'm there, unless I'm like sleeping over. Then I go to the room and stuff like that. But
we're supposed to be giving Brandon here some like moral support or correction on whether or not him hoarding ingredients.
But I don't know enough about Brandon.
Huh?
I don't know enough about Brandon or his friend.
Yeah, I feel like.
But I think the premise is it wrong? Is it?
It depends. It's such a gray situation.
So here's my thing.
Let's say this is just your standard like middle class, lower middle class family.
So I had so again, I've already established how I am at people's houses. I had a friend who, granted, I wasn't allowed to have people over in my house, just because of the way my family is and was, and they didn't like people coming over the house because our house was very old, and my family is full of people with undiagnosed ADHD, so it wasn't always the cleanest house.
Yeah.
And so it was one of those things, like, I wasn't allowed to have friends over, but I used to go, like, on a lot of, like, small little weekend trips, and sometimes my mom would let me bring, like, a friend along, and that was my version of, like, a sleepover, essentially. And so I had this one friend who's actually shitting her hand girl.
I think shitting her hand girls come up in 3 separate episodes now. We're good. It's getting to the point where we have to talk about her.
At some point, we'll get there.
It's gonna be
we
a
gotta
special
keep building up.
Because if we don't, shitting her hand girl is going to be essentially the Bigfoot of our podcast.
That's also okay with me.
And so, okay, essentially, like, she was my friend for the longest, and it wasn't until I realized when I was in, like, a few years ago and we stopped being friends, pretty much the only reason she was my friend is because I would take her places and do things, because her family didn't really like to travel.
Yeah.
So she would stay my friend and only be nice to me so that I could bring her places, because my mom's one of those people, like, if we go out, she will pay for your meal and stuff like that. And, like, she will, if you travel with us, like, you don't have to worry about paying for food or, like, staying somewhere and stuff like that, just because that's the way my mom is. And, like, I mean, I do the same thing usually. Like, granted, I don't make a ton of money, so I'll cover what I can, but usually my friends and I will just trade who pays for what meals if we travel together.
Yeah.
But essentially, like, she would come along, she would always be very rude as well, and, like, one time I didn't invite her on an outing.
You were going on. There's so many branches on this fucking tree. How's this helping, Brandon?
So okay, I'm getting there. I promise. Like, one time I didn't take her on an outing, and she was pissed at me because I didn't bring her and I brought a different friend. Basically, what I'm getting at is I feel like Shitting Her Hand Girl and Brandon have this very similar situation right now, where you really need to consider whether you're friends with this person because you genuinely enjoy them, or you're friends with this person to use their shit.
Because you like the stuff that they supply.
If you're friends with this person because you like what they supply and you use their shit, you're a fucking asshole. I'm sorry, and you're gonna be causing so much therapy for them later.
With what Ari just said, prove it, and then with also compiled with what you said, like, if it was like my uncle and then coming over to, like, just you and your dad, and, like, you are using. You know what? Fuck you, Brandon. You're a piece of shit. You're a fucking leech.
Just be nice.
How about don't steal all the chicken from the fucking chicken parm when poor fucking, I don't know, Sam's mom is cooking you a hot meal.
Yeah, like, I feel like there's a certain level of respect as a guest that you need to have. And I'm sorry you're not emulating that, because, like...
Also, if someone comes over as a guest of mine and I cook you a meal and you add a shit ton of spices to it, you can promptly leave.
Exactly.
Don't alter my meals.
Let's think of it that way. If we invited Rion, well, you know what? If Rion acted that way, I'd be like, whatever, it's Rion. But I'm that close with Rion.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Is it's so great? Is Brandon that close with his friend that his friend is like... What the hell up?
But I also feel like there's a certain level where it's like, hey, you know, maybe when you go over, if you use, like, if you finished off their shampoo when you were over there, A, that was rude. B, like, also it's one of those things, like, if I used up the rest of someone's shampoo, A, I would ask to use it first, and B, like, I would tell them, like, hey, I finished your shampoo. I can, like, if I'm over next time, I can bring you another one, or I can just, like... I don't know. I would replace it. Like, that's the thing. I'm one of those people where I'm just like, if I finish something, usually I will replace it.
Replenish,
yeah.
So, like, if we invited someone over here let's say one of my coworkers, and they started acting that way,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure all of us would be angry.
Oh, yeah.
I would be.
If Scott came over and for some reason was like, I need to mix all of your conditioner and shampoos into a bowl and dump it on my head, I would drown him in the bathroom.
For one, that can't be healthy for your hair. You're mixing too many different brands.
Not Scott, if for some reason you ever hear this, and not just you, and also I would never drown you. Any person, I would drown any person for that reason.
And like Brandon, if you're doing this because you don't have those things at home, like you're not very well off.
Be open about that.
Yeah, man. Talk to your friends about it. Don't
talk
just
to your friends. Also, like there's plenty of like communities and like I'm not a fan of churches, but like churches will give out free shit like no tomorrow because they're like, oh, you're poor and this makes me look good. But I think the short answer to your question is yes, it's wrong.
Yeah, it's
short
definitely wrong.
Is yes is wrong, and you really need to take a look at how you're treating your friends because you're going to be costing them so much money, not only in shampoo and conditioner and fucking meat and food, but you're going to be costing them so much money in therapy later.
Toilet paper's expensive.
Yeah, especially meat. Meat's so expensive right now.
Oh my God, I know, and you're robbing them of their own protein intake.
Yeah, they're protein. I haven't had my protein. I was gonna say hard-earned cash. That
too.
Yeah, I don't know what their cash flow, what their whatever they make monthly or annually, like. But I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure you're doing some kind of damage
with toilet paper. When I was in a college apartment, we had a toilet paper tax. So like we had friends who were commuter students, so they didn't live on campus. But sometimes they would spend the night because if they were hanging out or if they had a late night class, like we would let them we had an air mattress and we would let them sleep on the floor in the living room so that they didn't have to take the tea all the way back and here and like waste a ton of time. But we had like a toilet paper tax. So if they visited more than or if they spent the night, the next time they came over, they would need to bring like a roll of toilet paper or something because we would buy our own toilet paper for the suite because trying to get it through our RA was a nightmare and a half because that was how we usually had to get it because the RA would have to unlock the supply closet and then give us like 2 rolls of toilet paper for a suite of 6 people.
You know what? That's a good idea. Brandon, next time you go over to this friend's house, I don't care. Like, I don't know how old you are. Like, if you have to get your mom or your dad to buy it for you, fucking replenish, dude. Like, whatever you think you used last time, if you can find something that's close to the brand, or spend $7 in, or you know what? No, fuck that. Up it. Spend like $12 or $13 and buy them like a nice thing of like, Bounty, like just paper towels or fucking
the nice thick Charmin.
Yeah, or Charmin, like play it up, my guy.
Quite literally, I don't care if you get them 1-ply toilet paper.
Okay, don't get them 1-ply.
Yeah, don't. That's a crime.
Hold on, just acknowledge the fact that you used the last of their shit.
Or a ton of their shit.
Even if it's 1-ply, at least you're acknowledging I did this and I feel kind of bad.
Yeah. Either way, you should feel bad.
Yeah, you're a piece of shit. But also, I love you.
Let's not be throwing the L word out there. You
may be a piece of shit, but you can grow from this and improve.
It sounds like you're still young, and you're at least you know what? At least he's asking the question.
Yes,
because
that shows that you're being growth oriented.
Yeah, you have room for growth. Room for growth. And
so I encourage that growth.
Also, if it is a thing that you ever have to go, is this wrong? It probably is.
Yeah. 8 times out of 10, it's usually wrong.
I feed only my dog all of the dog treats and never my roommates. Is that wrong? I feel like it is. That poor dog, I'm sure it's sitting there salivating.
I mean, yeah, usually if I give Phoebe a treat, I give Klaus one too. Because he sits there and he looks at me with them big old eyes, and I'm like, okay, here you go, buddy. Otherwise, he just steals one from Phoebe, and I'm like, fair enough, she's fat. Or she's not fat, she's tubby. She got a little tum.
All right. No, I think we answered. I think we provided advice. I think we did.
I think that was our only successful like question that we provided.
I think I did.
advice
I
to.
think a lot of us did more judging on. I'm sorry, Brandon. You're probably a chill kid.
Yeah, you're probably a good kid. But
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Kind of laid
I'm
into
sorry
you.
for telling you to go fuck yourself. That's fine. I'm sorry. I want to spin this out a little bit differently. We're gonna go this way.
Oh god.
Cameron, kick us out with our a little bit of an exit, our outro. Slam that sweet set of beans on that foot of yours up against the door, and let's leave this fucking place. Where you going?
Is he going to kick the door?
Don't kick her. Okay.
That was the most
Not what I meant.
anticlimactic kick ever.
Cameron got up to just put his nasty, stinky foot on the door.
Then you complain about me sometimes farting in your room.
Hi, I'm Cameron, and I don't like Inspector Gadget. Good night.
Hi, I'm Ari, former friend of.
Hi's my thing.
Oh yeah, sorry. Oh, I'm Ari, former friend of Shit in Her Hand Girl.
Former friend of Shit in Her Hand Girl.
This is the man who called Shit in Her Hand Girl.
That's a story for another day.
I'm Stand When I Wipe Coal.
Oh, you're just admitting this out loud now.
I lock my knees and everything.
Good God.
Enjoy your day, enjoy your night, whenever, wherever you're listening. Have a good one.
Good night.
Good morning. Oh, fuck. Why there's so many fucking chairs in this room?